Okay, I wanted to make a quick video about how to pre-assign students into breakout rooms in Zoom at BYU. So because BYU requires all students to register for Zoom through their BYU account, their net ID becomes their sort of default identification within Zoom. And this makes it a challenge because for Zoom, you use an email address to assign students into their rooms, but it won't be the same as the students' email addresses that you can just get directly from Learning Suite or from your class roll. So what you need to do is get the net IDs for all of your students exported from Learning Suite or the class roll, however you want to do it. But basically get them into Excel in a column, and you'll have all of the net IDs here. And then you need to add the extension at byu.edu because that'll be the rest of their email address. It's just their net ID at BYU. And because it's a weird text thing, you have to put the little apostrophe before it and then do at byu.edu. And then to combine them, you just use the AND function. So it equals here A2 and B2. And then it'll create the email address together. Then you want to copy this, and the format for the actual Zoom, you would want a new Excel file here, but the format is it should say pre-assigned room name and then email address, and then you can put whatever room name you want. I just put room 1 here, and you're going to copy the email addresses over here. You just want to make sure that you're not pasting the formula, so you just want to paste the value there, and it'll copy the email address over. And obviously you do that for the whole class, and then you can assign the rooms however you want to. So some people have talked about having like team names or other things like that, but you can just do like room 1, room 2, room 3 in whatever order you want. And hopefully that will be helpful for you as you are pre-assigning groups in Zoom breakout rooms. A suggestion that I've heard is to assign the rooms and have them be stable over time. So having students work together in a team of people that they see regularly in class, the same way that they would if they came into class and sat down next to the people, from their recitation. So what I'm doing in Chem 106 is setting groups of 4 or 5 students who are in the same recitation, and then they will work together in that group in recitation and also in the same group during lecture. So every time they come to class, they're going to be in that same group and working together. And I'm probably going to rotate the groups about every month or so, a couple of times during the semester. So they get to work with a couple of different people also during the semester. So that helps mitigate problems in case they get in a bad group or something like that. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Anyway, this is how you can pre-assign the room names in Zoom. So the other thing that we have to do is we'll have to go to Zoom and log into Zoom through the browser. And once you log into Zoom through the browser, you can go to a meeting that you have set up, and in your settings down here, you can edit the meeting. And in the settings down here with the breakout rooms, you just select breakout rooms pre-assign, and then you can edit them. You can import from CSV, and that's where you would upload that CSV file from Excel. Once you save it here, then that will be automatically populated in Zoom. So when you open the breakout rooms in Zoom, they will exist already. If you go to the breakout rooms, right now nobody's in here because no other students are in the room at the moment. But if the students were here, then they would automatically fill into these rooms. And if students come late, sometimes they don't show up in there. And so you can say recover to pre-assigned rooms, and that will put them all back into their pre-assigned rooms. You can also use that if you wanted them, for example, to be scrambled up. You could say recreate all rooms and create brand new rooms that are not related to the ones that you pre-assigned. And then if you wanted them to go back into their pre-assigned groups, you could recover to the pre-assigned rooms. Some options here that are important. So moving all participants into breakout rooms automatically is important because otherwise they have the option to not go into the breakout room, and that just slows them down from getting into their breakout rooms because they have to click to join it. If you move them in automatically, then they just go in. And so that's a good way to do that. The other thing is you can allow participants to return to the main session at any time, and I think that's helpful in case one of them wants to come out and ask a question or something like that. And also, when they're done doing the group task that they're supposed to be doing, that allows them to come back to the main session. And that can be a way for you to gauge, based on how many participants are in the main session, how many people are done with their group work and ready to come back. So if you make that sort of the expectation that they're going to return to the main room. And then after you close the breakout room, it's nice to give people some time to finish up. I had done 30 seconds, but I actually think 60 seconds is better in a lot of cases, but you can adjust that, to whatever time you want. So they'll get a message, hey, the breakout room is closing and then they'll be automatically returned to the main session after 30 seconds in this case, if you have that option selected. Otherwise, you'd have to send an announcement to them and say, oh, come back to the main session. And then again, they'd have that sort of option to do it or not do it. If you don't select this, when you close the rooms, they will immediately be returned to the main room. Okay, so I think that's most of the things that you need to know about how to assign the breakout rooms and what it looks like in Zoom when you have done that. I hope that's helpful.